Have you ever felt trapped? Not by walls or chains, but by a word, a label someone else stuck on you, or maybe one you even put on yourself. The shy one, the underachiever, the black sheep, the one who always messes up. These labels, they can feel like a life sentence, can't they? They start as whispers, then become the background noise of our lives, and before we know it, they're the only story we believe about ourselves. We start to live down to these expectations, limiting our own potential, because a label told us who we were supposed to be. It's like wearing a name tag that you never chose, but everyone, including you, reads it as gospel. And the longer you wear it, the heavier it gets, until the weight of that single word feels like it's crushing your true self. But what if I told you that you are the author of your own story, and you have the power to tear up that old worn-out first chapter? Today, we're not just going to talk about it. We're going to start writing a new one together. A chapter where you define who you are on your own terms. It's so easy to internalize what others say about us, especially when we're young or going through a tough time. Maybe a teacher called you lazy because you struggled with a subject and now you hesitate to try new challenges. Maybe a past relationship ended with you being called too much or not enough, and now you shrink yourself down in new ones. These labels become our invisible fences. We see a new opportunity, a new relationship, a new dream on the horizon, but we stop short, thinking, oh, I can't do that. That's not for me. I'm just and you fill in the blank. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, a cycle that can feel impossible to break. We become so used to the comfort of our cage that the freedom outside feels terrifying. The first step to breaking free is awareness. You have to see the label for what it is. A sticker, not a tattoo. It's an opinion, not a fact. Take a moment right now and think about the labels that have been following you around. What are they? Where did they come from? Say them out loud. Hearing them can sometimes rob them of their power. You might even realize how ridiculous they sound when they really not just a thought bouncing around in your head. Recognizing that I am not my label is the most powerful first step you can take. It's separating your identity from the judgment. You are not the failure. You are a person who experienced failure. You are not the anxious one. You are a person who experiences anxiety. See the difference? One is a permanent brand, the other is a temporary experience. Once you've identified these labels, the next step is to challenge them. Become a detective in your own life. Look for evidence that contradicts the label. So you were called uncreative. What about that time you came up with a brilliant solution to a problem at work? Or the way you decorate your living space? Or the story you told that had your friends laughing? These are all acts of creation. So you were told you're not a leader. What about the time you organized a trip for your friends? Or mentored a new colleague? Or simply took charge of a chaotic family dinner? Collect these counterexamples like treasures. Write them down in a journal. Create a brag file on your computer. Every time you find a piece of evidence that proves your label wrong, you are weakening its hold on you. You're building a case for your true self, a self that is complex, multifaceted, and can't be squeezed into a one-word description. This process isn't just about disproving the negative. It's about actively proving the positive. This brings us to the most exciting part, writing your new chapter. Who do you want to be now that you're free from the old definitions? This isn't about creating some perfect, flawless version of yourself. It's about aligning your actions with the person you genuinely want to become. If you want to be a more adventurous person, you don't have to suddenly climb Mount Everest. Start small. Try a new restaurant in your neighborhood. Take a different route home from work. Say yes to an invitation you'd normally decline. Each small action is a new sentence in your new chapter. It's you telling the universe and yourself, this is who I am now. Think of it like learning a new skill. When you first start, you're clumsy. You make mistakes. But you keep practicing. If you want to be seen as reliable, start by being reliable in small ways. Be on time for your next coffee date. Follow through on a small promise you made to a friend. Each time you do, you're not just acting reliable. You are becoming reliable. Your identity is not a fixed point. It's the sum of your actions and habits over time. So start building the habits of the person you want to be. The old label of unreliable will start to fade, not because you argued against it, but because your actions have made it irrelevant. You've simply outgrown it. Now, this journey isn't always a straight line. There will be days when the old voices get loud again. Days when you slip up, and the first thought that pops into your head is, "See? I really am." That's okay. That's normal. The key is not to let that slip up become the final word. Acknowledge it, learn from it, and then gently guide yourself back to your new path. Forgive yourself. A single rainy day doesn't mean the season of spring is over. It's just a rainy day. Treat your setbacks the same way. The goal isn't perfection. It's progress. It's about continuing to turn the page, even when the last paragraph was a little messy. Surrounding yourself with the right people is also crucial. If your current circle constantly reinforces your old labels, it might be time to expand it. Find people who see you for who you are trying to become, not who you were. Find friends, mentors, or communities that celebrate your growth and support your new story. Their belief in you can be a powerful mirror, reflecting back the new identity you're building, especially on days when you can't see it yourself. Their voices can help drown out the old negative ones. Remember, you get to choose the editors and proofreaders of your life story. Choose wisely. Choose people who help you write a better narrative, not ones who keep trying to scribble in the margins with old insults. Finally, embrace the idea that you are a work in progress, and that is a beautiful thing. The most interesting characters are the ones who evolve, who face challenges, who change. Your story is not meant to be static. You are allowed to rewrite yourself. You are allowed to have a past and a future that look nothing alike. The person you were 5 years ago doesn't have to be the person you are today. And the person you are today doesn't dictate who you can become tomorrow. Give yourself the grace and the freedom to evolve. The blank page can be scary, but it's also the place where anything is possible. Your past does not define your future unless you let it. Your labels are not your destiny. They are just the starting point of a much grander story, a story that you get to write, starting right now. What will your next chapter be about? Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this message resonated with you, if you're ready to start writing your new chapter, please hit that like button. It tells me that this kind of content is helpful for you. And if you want to continue this journey of growth and self-discovery together, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We have so much more to explore. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.